Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including huge Tesla savings right now, Tesla making big battery breakthroughs as we speak, and more, so let's get into it, and a special thanks to 8 Sleep for sponsoring this video. First up today, there's a pretty clear situation going on for Tesla and their demand. While they are still selling plenty of cars, sales have been down a tad, and there are many factors at hand. In Q2 of 2023, they delivered about 466,000 vehicles, whereas in Q2 of 2024, they delivered over 440,000 vehicles. What we're starting to see with Tesla is that they have done an incredible job scaling up, but even more so than with other brands, they need to offload that production even if sales are hurting. That's why Tesla has now expanded their latest incentive to the Model 3, 1.99% APR financing. Tesla reintroduced this last week on the Model Y, taking the high 6.29% financing rate Tesla was offering and slashing it all the way down to 1.99%. At face value, this may not register as that much savings, but it makes a difference of thousands of dollars over the course of most loans. For the Model Y, the 1.99% rate is available for 36, 48, 60, and 72-month loan terms. 72 is often a popular choice at this point, so this low interest rate is a great deal for many customers that can effectively lower a monthly payment by $100 in some cases. For 84-month loan terms, the rate is 3.99%. This is available for all 3 Model Y trims: long-range rear-wheel drive, long-range all-wheel drive, and performance, and all of those qualify for the federal tax credit as well. For Tesla's most affordable car, this deal is now fully available on what are arguably the 3 best trims of this car. A 1.99% APR deal is available for long-range rear-wheel drive, long-range all-wheel drive, and performance, matching the same loan terms as the Model Y. Those 3 trims also qualify for the federal EV tax credit, so if you qualify there, it could be a great time for you to buy. The odd man out at this point is the base Model 3. The standard rear-wheel drive Model 3 gets a 272-mile EPA range, does not qualify for the federal EV tax credit, and has a financing APR of 5.99%. At this point, even if you don't qualify for the tax credit, that car isn't making too much sense, considering that for $3,500 more and thousands less in interest, you get 91 more miles of range in a quicker 0 to 60. All of this is pointing to the idea that right now is a great time for you to buy a Tesla. If you've been in the market and are planning to finance, these interest rates lead to huge savings and are only sticking around until August 31st. The thing to keep in mind there, though, is that these very well could return soon after. In May, there was a 0.99% interest rate offer for the Model Y. That ended May 31st, and then 1.99% showed up within a few weeks. So yes, if this deal makes sense for you today, you likely can't go wrong, but Tesla could end this incentive, only to launch another one shortly after. At the same time, we're seeing Tesla introduce other offers in other markets. For one, in Washington state, qualifying residents can lease a Tesla for $0 down at pretty amazing rates. A Model 3 can be as low as $127 per month, and a Model Y can be $207 per month. In response to this, Elon Musk tweeted saying, quote, "Incentives for EVs exist in many states, but seem to be seldom used. Maybe lack of awareness or excessive paperwork and requirements." Elon is definitely ensuring to draw attention to available deals for Tesla vehicles over on X, and over in Australia, the Model 3 is available at a 1.99% interest rate with $0 up front. For most brands, they complete a vehicle sale once the dealer buys inventory, but since Tesla sells direct to customer, they only realize the sale once it's fully in a customer's hands. This is part of why we see end-of-quarter discounts from them, and it seems like right now could be a time we're leading towards more. All of these interest rate deals are becoming more common. The Juniper Model Y is around the corner, and Tesla's production capacity is only growing. It's in their best interest to keep pumping out cars, but for the current state of the market, we may see their production exceed demand for longer than we're used to. This is leading many to think that on top of APR discounts, some actual price cuts are on the way from Tesla. We're currently in the middle of Q3, so we could be approaching another period of ultimate incentives. Tesla keeps making cars, and they need them sold, so even with current offers, it could be a good time to wait. This is all speculation, of course, and maybe come September the interest rate deals are gone and prices stay the same. But it seems that by the end of September, marking the end of Q3, interest rate deals could return, along with inventory discounts, price cuts, free paint upgrades, supercharging incentives, $0 down payment offers, and more. As always, it's nearly impossible to perfectly time a Tesla purchase, but right now is a pretty peculiar time, and it seems like waiting may be in your interest. The Juniper Model Y also seems to be right around the corner. Next up today, the biggest question for electric cars going into the future has to do with battery technology. Will EVs get longer ranges? Will batteries get significantly cheaper? Will charging get noticeably faster? While Tesla has done a lot to refresh their cars over the years, the main core of them, their batteries, has largely stayed the same. For example, a 2017 Model 3 has basically the same battery pack as a 2024 car, and its charging curve has remained about the same. Of course, Tesla is always iterating, but we haven't seen any major advancements in range or charging technology in some time. For many, they see what other brands are talking about and feel that Tesla is falling behind, but that is not the case. Tesla is always working on new battery tech, and one big advancement there comes with their 4680 battery cells. These batteries were first unveiled in 2020 and promised a lot. However, Tesla found them to be very difficult to scale. The biggest advantage there that was supposed to bring savings is one that Tesla, even on the Cybertruck shipping with these batteries today, has yet to succeed with: their dry cathode. However, this week Tesla posted on their Cybertruck page on X saying, "First prototype Cybertruck with in-house dry cathode 4680 cells, making it an all-dry electrode vehicle." When asked what the advantage of this is, they went on to say cost reduction, also a much more environmentally friendly manufacturing process that will enable us to scale production much quicker. Elon Musk expanded further, saying it is a major breakthrough. The dry cathode process is something Tesla acquired when they acquired Maxwell Technologies, but proving it out has proved very difficult. The wet cathodes process is one of the more costly processes in current battery manufacturing, and this new process, once scaled, allows Tesla to make these with a 10x reduction of factory space and 10x reduction in energy. This side-by-side is from their original 4680 presentation and shows how much this simplifies the process. Sawyer Merritt further detailed the advantages here, saying that this will help Tesla reduce costs by 15 to 30% on batteries. This allows for smaller, more efficient factories, could lead to higher density batteries, which means more range from the same size pack, and it's better for the environment. He finished by saying, "Last thing I'll note is that various battery companies have been working on the dry method for a while, but all of them have only achieved it at lab or pilot scale at best." Next up today, a quick thanks to our sponsor, 8 Sleep. I'll start off by saying I love this product, and I never expected it to help me as much as it has. Their pod can be easily added to your existing mattress to automatically warm up or cool down each side of your bed individually. The Pod 4 can cool each side of the bed up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit below room temperature, and the latest pod has 2 times the cooling power, is 40% quieter, and is 10 times more comfortable. On top of that, it can be controlled by just tapping on the pad itself without a phone. Then the Pod 4 Ultra adds the adjustable base. It automatically adjusts for comfortable reading or low-pressure sleeping positions, and will even gently lift your head a few degrees to improve airflow when snoring is detected. I've been using the Pod 4 Ultra for a bit now, and I'm consistently waking up more refreshed than ever before. I also don't have to pump my AC quite as hard in the summer. I recently got back from a trip to New York, and sleeping on the pod again was a huge contrast from a hotel bed. The cooling is one piece of that, but I've also noticed the sleeping position with slight incline making a big difference for me. It's kind of like driving a Tesla. Once you experience something that sounds simple, like one-pedal driving, it's hard to go back. Head to 8sleep.com/Ryan Shaw and use code SHAW to get $350 off the Pod 4 Ultra. So you may think it's great that Tesla made a dry cathode Cybertruck, but nothing matters until it's scaled. You are correct, but this is always Tesla's position as well, and that's why they have shared this particular update. On Tesla's most recent earnings call, they said, "We've built our first validation Cybertruck with dry cathode process made on our mass production equipment, which is a huge technical milestone, and we're super proud of that." So yes, one validation truck still, but it wasn't made in isolation. It was made on the equipment that will allow this to be scaled. They also added that they plan for a production launch with the dry cathode in Q4, which brings the cost significantly below alternatives. This is a breakthrough that Tesla talked about 4 years ago at Battery Day, so it's a very big deal to finally be seeing. It is what will make their own in-house batteries cost less than those coming from suppliers, and it's what, once scaled, will further drive down their EV cost. In turn, we could see this be a very large piece of what helps them ship their more affordable EVs in 2025 and the robotaxi. Bringing down cost may not sound that exciting on the surface, but the less it costs Tesla to make their batteries, the less it costs them to build their cars, and the cheaper they can sell their cars for. This tech should allow for longer ranges, but the next advancement Tesla is working on this week could allow customers to drive shorter range cars. Fast charging is the most important thing for EVs when you travel a lot or road trip. You want that large battery to avoid long charging times, but that's because Tesla has not allowed for charging any faster than 250 kilowatt peak speeds until now. When Tesla launched the Cybertruck, they announced it was capable of 350 kilowatt peak charging speeds. Similarly, they announced their V4 supercharger, which is capable of delivering this, but neither have been unlocked yet. Now, Teslarati noticed their Cybertruck pulling up to 323 kilowatt speeds at a V4 supercharger in Los Gatos, California. Tesla's lead Cybertruck engineer responded saying, running a trial on a few different V3 Plus stations, V3 cabinet plus V4 charging post. This is not a bug, but it's also not rolled out to all hardware-capable stations. For now, this is still Tesla trying out this tech, but it should arrive on the Cybertruck in the relatively near future. Today, the Cybertruck is the only car Tesla ships that enables 350 kilowatt charging speeds, and this will finally allow this truck to charge from 15 to 85% in as low as 18 to 20 minutes. That's for a 123 kilowatt hour battery pack, so the hope is that when Tesla brings this to a smaller vehicle, it could allow you to charge that much in as little as 10 to 15 minutes or so. The question there then is, what's the next car that Tesla will deliver this on? Will it be the refreshed Juniper Model Y? The refreshed Model Y is expected to come sometime next year, so could this finally be the time that Tesla upgrades that platform? Unfortunately, the likely answer is no, not yet. The Model 3 refresh was great, but it came with the same underlying battery tech. For the Model Y, Tesla will likely take a similar approach. However, they have plans for new vehicles in 2025. The recent earnings report said, plans for new vehicles, including more affordable models, remain on track for start of production in the first half of 2025. These vehicles will utilize aspects of the next generation platform, as well as aspects of our current platforms, and will be able to be produced on the same manufacturing lines as our current vehicle lineup. So Tesla is planning for these new vehicles to utilize their next generation platform, and it seems almost guaranteed that whatever comes next will support 350 kilowatt charging for future-proofing. We'll see how this works in practice, but these two breakthroughs could do a lot for Tesla's upcoming vehicles. They could be cheaper, faster charging, and maybe even longer range. Next up today, Tesla's long-awaited Mexico factory has been the subject of a lot of speculation and even more delays since it was announced in March of 2023. When it was first unveiled, Tesla made it seem like they wanted to emulate the fast construction that we saw with Giga Shanghai several years prior. Giga Mexico was intended to be the primary production hub of Tesla's rumored affordable EV, but since those initial plans, production was slated to shift to Texas instead, and now that particular car might not be happening at all. Amidst all that back and forth, the fate of Giga Mexico was left in the balance. The Mexican government has been pushing forward on the project. Meanwhile, Tesla had reportedly pumped the brakes back in October over economic uncertainty. Now, partially combined with the political situation in the US, Tesla has officially paused work on that factory entirely. There has naturally been a lot of speculation as to why this factory has taken so long, and now it's on an indefinite hiatus. As I mentioned, the US is in a delicate political situation right now, with some politicians wanting to place the federal EV tax incentives and industrial emissions credits on the chopping block. EV incentives have done a lot for making Tesla vehicles more affordable, and according to their Q2 financial report, selling emissions credits accounted for more than half of the company's overall profits. Those programs have done a lot for Tesla's success over the years, and if those programs were to disappear, then that would have a huge impact on the company. Since the disappearance of those programs is seeming like a real possibility, then Tesla is probably tightening the belt a bit preemptively. For a bit now, Tesla has also had trouble keeping the same level of demand that they once had. In Q1 of this year, the automaker actually produced more cars than they were able to deliver. They managed to improve that a lot for the second quarter, but deliveries were still down from the same time last year. Tesla and Elon have talked a lot about them being in between growth waves right now, so until Tesla unveils an innovative new product to boost sales, then they will be in a bit of a slump. As such, it makes sense that Tesla may want to slow down on any huge expenditures, like building a new car factory, until they can shore up their finances a bit further. Tesla's already spending a ton of money right now on supporting their ongoing AI, robotics, and autonomous driving projects. Tesla is planning to unveil their robotaxi in October, and if that project can roll out successfully, then it will be a game changer for the company and transportation as a whole. However, there are still a lot of lingering questions surrounding that product and when or if it will actually deliver what Tesla has promised. So suffice to say, Tesla is deep in a transitionary period right now, and a major factory build like Mexico isn't really on the table for them. The company is really riding on the success of their AI initiatives, and we'll have to see how that pans out. In the meantime, it seems like Giga Mexico will not be happening, at the very least not anytime soon. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. Despite a major 61% year-over-year jump in Ford's EV sales for Q2 of this year, financials for their EV segment are still majorly struggling. In the second quarter of this year, Ford sold just shy of 24,000 EVs, making them the second best-selling EV brand in the US. On top of that, every single one of their EV models saw double-digit growth over the previous year. Despite that accomplishment, their EV division has been having major issues with profitability. Despite record-breaking sales, the company has been disappointed by, quote, slower than expected demand, and are leaning more on hybrids in their BEV segments. Their EV division was reportedly responsible for $1.1 billion in losses in just the second quarter and has lost $2.5 billion in the first half of the year. By the end of the year, they expect the division to lose somewhere between $5 to $5.5 billion. The company claims that these higher losses are due to lower volume and, quote, industry-wide pricing pressure. In order to reach profitability, Ford says the answer lies in their upcoming affordable EV platform. Those EVs will be much cheaper to make and sell, and will have much better margins than their current fleet. This affordable EV is at the core of their plans for profitability, and the company is refocusing its battery efforts towards cars that they believe will break even. Their e-Transit van, for example, is one of the few examples of an EV that is already profitable for them. CEO Jim Farley has also said the company is open to exploring options for partnering with other companies, likely as a way to help defer costs. Ford had actually once partnered with Rivian all the way back in 2019, but the companies separated soon after to pursue their own trajectories. We'll see what company Ford might partner with in the future, but either way, it will be exciting to see what they make next. Affordable EVs are sorely needed in the marketplace right now, and if Ford is able to bring one to market quickly, then that will help them with their bottom line. For a while now, automakers across the globe have been racing towards bringing the first truly affordable and competitive EV to market in the West. Chinese automakers like BYD have been making huge waves for offering well-made EVs at extremely low prices, and Western automakers have been rushing to respond. Ford is among those that are developing a low-cost EV that they are promising will beat all the competition. Their secretive Skunkworks division is filled with former employees from some of the world's EV and tech leaders, including Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, and Apple. Ford clearly has big plans for this vehicle and underlying platform, and are planning to take on all of the current EV leaders. For one, Ford has touted the flexibility of their vehicle platform, which allows them to meet more customer demand, while supposedly offering the same level of software flexibility throughout the vehicle as Tesla and Rivian. They also claim that this new affordable platform will dramatically drive down prices. CEO Jim Farley said they are making a, quote, super efficient platform, leveraging innovation across our product development, supply chain, and manufacturing teams. They are planning on getting these vehicles into customer hands inexpensively by focusing on smaller batteries with different chemistry and reducing overall construction costs. Ford has also affirmed their commitment to not relying on Chinese companies for their material sourcing. If Ford is able to deliver a truly affordable EV that might even qualify for the federal tax credit, if that sticks around, then that would be huge for the company and the market as a whole. Ford has yet to make a profit on their EV sector, as we mentioned, so an affordable EV with better margins would truly be a game changer there. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see all of the hidden fees associated with a Tesla purchase, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.